Christine, thank you. Now, according to AAA, 55.3 million people are expected to travel by car, plane, or train to see their loved ones this Thanksgiving. But did you know that carrying a suitcase or just sitting for hours could cause what doctors are calling a suitcase spine? And here to tell us more is Dr. Ashish Schoenberg. He's from the National Spine and Pain Centers. And thank you so much for coming on. You know, this is such an important topic, especially right now. So many people traveling. And as I mentioned to you, I mean, I still have an injury from the last couple of times I went on a plane. So when it comes to packing luggage, a lot of us tend to overpack. Yeah. What do you recommend to keep from getting hurt when you're trying to bring everything with you, and sometimes gifts too?
Well, this is a really important topic, specifically this part of the year. I mean, you know, the biggest thing in trying to reduce the kind of injuries you're just mentioning is use small suitcases. Mm-hmm. We have what I call the BLT and slim philosophy. Make sure when you careful when you're bending, lifting, and twisting.
Okay.
The suitcases, make sure they're small, 30 pounds or less. When you lift them, make sure you don't lift them any more than 10 inches from your body. Lift it using your legs, not your back. Studies show that if you lift a 10-pound weight from the ground by bending at the waist, that'll increase the force across your back by 100 pounds. Couple that with the upper body average weight of 105 pounds. That escalates it to 1,150 pounds. Ooh. Imagine lifting a 50-pound suitcase on avenue.
Right.
You know, lifting in an airplane, which a lot of people are doing and traveling, don't take it and do it in one swoop motion. What you want to actually do is lift it to a midpoint, like this seat, before you put it overhead.
So it's almost like when you see somebody that's a professional weightlifter and they get it up to like halfway and then they kind of change and move it back up again. Yeah. Do you do kind of like one of those motions to try to get it into the overhead compartment?
Yes. Now, you want to go. It's a similar type motion. You want to break it into segments, as you just mentioned.
Okay.
So that's one of the ways we do that. So this is an extremely important topic, given the fact that in 2017 alone, there are 85,000 injuries to the spine just related to suitcases.
Wow.
And it's a big issue during this time of year when people are on the road traveling as they are, whether in a car or an airplane.
And I see you have a couple of visual aids as well. And what can you show us that's, you know, happening, or what we can do to try to reduce some of these injuries?
Well, one of the big things is with the spine, I mean, what I mentioned earlier is if you don't follow proper posture and body mechanics, instead of bending at the waist or bending at the knees, if you bend at the waist, what will end up happening, you will actually bulge this disc. The pressure will go on the front of this disc. It's like a jelly donut. If you squeeze the front of the jelly donut, what will happen is the ligaments, which are weak back here, will actually allow this disc to herniate or bulge, pushing on this nerve. That'll cause pain down your leg. Things that patients call sciatica or nerve pain down the leg. Those are the kind of things we have to encounter. So that goes back to how do you lift, using proper posture and body mechanics.
And sitting for a long time, too. And it's not just, the plane, of course, is uncomfortable. You can be just uncomfortable on a train or in a car. Mm-hmm. What should you do, especially if you're stuck, if you're not the one driving and you can't say, pull over, I need to stretch? What can you do to try to make sure that your back's not going to hurt later on from that?
Well, the biggest thing is when you're sitting is to be able to move around within the constraint that you have. I mean, one of the biggest things is people use, which cause more problems, more harm than good, is actually these neck pillows. They're large. They actually will push your neck forward rather than supporting it. The simplest thing you can do actually is take something like a sweater, roll it up, put it behind your neck. It's a lot more comfortable.
And then you can wear it later, too. So
you can.
It helps with what you're bringing on board.
Absolutely. You can bunch it up and slip it behind your back as a lumbar support. So those are simple things you can do. But also you want to stretch your legs in the car or in the seat. You know, want to make sure what's in front of you is not impeding your legs. Curl your toes. Do deep breathing exercises. Simple things we learned in grade school or in gym classes to do toe touches. It'll be a little bit difficult, but you can do those things. Stretch your neck. Bend it. Massage it. Those kinds of simple things that you can do in that confined space.
And would you also recommend people get massages? Maybe you get to your destination, treat yourself a little bit. Would that help?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. I would recommend.
Or if you're looking for a gift to somebody who's traveling, maybe get them a gift certificate to get a massage. That might help, help in their travels.
Very much.
And of course, where can people get more information?
Well, if you go to our website, treatingpain.com, that'll give you the locations we have across Maryland and Virginia. So we have numerous locations of Northern Virginia locale all through Maryland itself.
All right. And thank you again, Doctor, for coming in, for teaching us the proper way to travel to avoid injury. We're going to head over now